Welcome to Blacklight History, your daily dose of births, deaths, and events in African American history, exposing the DNA blacks have left in the home we call American history. I'm your host, Adrian. It's October 14th. I'm glad you're here. Let's get into it. We begin the episode with Blacklight Honor Roll. Born on this day in 1896, but no longer with us, Hall of Fame baseball player Oscar Charleston. A three-time Negro League Triple Crown winner and a career .365 batting average. Charleston would leave us in 1954 at the age of 57 and would be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1976. Known as the Black Marilyn Monroe, Joyce Bryant was a successful actress, singer, and civil rights activist. She would go on to inspire legendary singers like Etta James. Born on this day in 1927, Bryant would be named by Ebony magazine as one of the 5 most beautiful black women in the world in 1954. She would leave entertainment at the height of her popularity and became a Seventh-day Adventist. Bryant would pass in 2022 at the age of 92. Today we remember a pioneer in bioluminescence, Emit Chappelle, a Buffalo soldier in World War II serving in Italy. Chappelle would return from the war and received his bachelor's degree from Cal Berkeley and a master's degree from the University of Washington. Chappelle would later join NASA, and his work would lead to breakthroughs that not only would help in space exploration, but his work in bioluminescence helped farmers with crop production. Inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, Chappelle would leave us on this day in 2019 at the age of 93. We also remember Hall of Fame defensive end Fred Dean, a Louisiana Tech Bulldog. Dean would go on to play 11 seasons in the NFL for the San Diego Chargers and the San Francisco 49ers. With the 49ers, he was a 2-time Super Bowl champion, a 2-time All-Pro, and the 1981 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Dean is a member of both the Chargers and 49ers Halls of Fame. A member of the College Football Hall of Fame, Dean was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2008. Fred Dean would leave us on this day in 2020 at the age of 68. On today's Blacklight Entertainment Rewind, we begin with the supergroup LSG releasing their hit debut single My Body on this day in 1997. Topping the R&B chart for 7 consecutive weeks, the song would peak at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Group members Gerald Levert, Keith Sweat, and Johnny Gill would see their single reach certified platinum status, selling over 1 million units. On October 14, 1999, Destiny's Child released the triple platinum single Say My Name as the 3rd single from their blockbuster second album, The Writing's on the Wall. Topping the R&B and Hot 100 charts, Say My Name would go on to win 2 Grammy Awards and an MTV Music Award, and is ranked in Rolling Stone magazine's 500 greatest songs of all time. On this day in 1969, Diana Ross and the Supremes released the single Someday We'll Be Together. The song was released as a final single to feature Diana Ross as the lead singer of the Supremes. She would leave the group for her solo career in January 1970, giving the song a poignant, farewell-themed emotional impact despite its original intent. The song would top the R&B chart and the Hot 100 charts on the way to the Supremes getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988. On this day in 1834, Henry Blair received his patent for the mechanical corn planter. The device resembling a wheelbarrow that a horse could pull, it automatically opened the furrow, dropped corn seeds at precise intervals and quantities, covered them with soil, and leveled the earth. It was said the device could replace the work of 8 men. While often mistakenly cited as the first, Blair was the second African American to receive a U.S. patent, after Thomas L. Jennings in 1821. Notably, Blair was the only inventor whose race was officially denoted as a colored man in the original U.S. Patent Office records. October 14, 1964, it was announced that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. The award was given to Dr. King for his nonviolent struggle for civil rights for the African American population. The committee praised him for being the first person in the Western world to have shown us that the struggle can be waged without violence, turning a domestic issue into an international example of peaceful resistance. At 35 years old, Dr. King became the youngest person to ever receive the award at the time. He was also only the second African American to win a Nobel Prize. We opened the Blacklight Sports Vault and found on this day in 1916, Rutgers University was scheduled to play the South's Washington and Lee University. Washington and Lee refused to take the field if Rutgers lineman Paul Robeson was to play. The school and coach decided it was best to bench Robeson. The game went in a 13-13 tie. Robeson, however, would go on to become a 2-time All-American in football and a 15-time letterman across 4 sports for the Chanticleers. Robeson, after college, would become an international celebrity and a civil rights activist. On October 14, 1968, at the Mexico City Olympic Games, American sprinter Jim Hines would run a 9.95 in the 100-meter dash, not only winning the gold medal, but breaking the world record, becoming the first person alive to run the 100 meters below the 10-second mark. On this day in 1949, Izzard Charles would defend his National Boxing Association World Heavyweight title, defeating Pat Valentino in an 8th round TKO. Future Hall of Fame wide receiver Jerry Rice would tie an NFL record on October 14, 1990, by scoring 5 receiving touchdowns in a single game in a 45-35 win over the Atlanta Falcons. Rice hauled in 13 catches that day for 225 yards. On this day in 2012, the Seattle Seahawks retired the number 96 of future Hall of Fame defensive lineman Cortez Kennedy. A 5-time All-Pro and the 1992 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Kennedy played 11 seasons with the Seahawks. Happy 58th birthday to author and ESPN personality Stephen A. Smith. Smith played basketball at Winston-Salem University and is a brother of Omega Psi Phi. Becoming a prominent writer at the Philadelphia Inquirer, Smith would become a breakout talent at ESPN, hosting the show First Take since 2007. Smith is also a star of ESPN Radio. Happy 47th birthday to 8-time Grammy-winning superstar Usher. Billboard's #1 Hot 100 Artist of the 2000s decade, Usher has headlined the Super Bowl halftime show, won 18 Billboard Music Awards, 8 American Music Awards, and 7 BET Awards, including their Lifetime Achievement Award. He has been recognized as the NAACP's Image Awards 2024 Entertainer of the Year, as well as winning their President's Awards for his public service. Selling over 46 million albums in his career, Usher stands as an American icon in entertainment. Happy 78th birthday to Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver Charlie Joyner. The Grambling State Tiger would play 18 seasons in the NFL, his last 11 with the San Diego Chargers. A 2-time All-Pro and a member of the San Diego Chargers and Black College Football's Halls of Fame, Joyner was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1996. That concludes today's events. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you check out the playlist for the week, I've not only included this week's episodes, but extra music videos, trailers, and documentaries to help supplement the things we talk about. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. And remember, African American history is American history. So join us again tomorrow as we shine another light on Blacklight History.